Hey everybody, today is November 3rd. I'm Mr. Sheridan. This is Zoology. I hope you're all having a great day. So today we had a little pivot in what we're going to do. So Mrs. Sheridan has a presentation that she's going to do on Thursday now that covers the difference between AI in beef cattle versus dairy cattle, why it's beneficial, and some of the challenges in both of those species. So we will cover that on Thursday. Today we're going to go over the answers of our assignments that we did yesterday. So let me share my screen here. And if you go back to our classroom, you notice yesterday we had two different assignments. You needed to label this repro track, and then you needed to complete the hormones project that asks you to make a graph, which also works on a lot of the other good skills that we need to know. So here are the answers to our repro track. So down here at the bottom, the vulva, that's the exterior part of the reproductive tract. It's what you can actually see in live cattle. As we move farther back, you're going to see the vagina or the vaginal canal that actually attaches to that is the bladder. Obviously, if you think about how cattle urinate, that bladder is coming out of the vulva, or the urine is coming out of the vulva. Urine's held in the bladder. It's got to connect to that vagina or vaginal tract. Then once we move farther back, you're going to go through the cervix. This is the three folds, the cartilage. We've talked about the fornix. We've talked about a lot of different parts of the cervix. So if we're AIing this cow, meaning that we're trying to get her bred, you're going to pass your rod through the vagina, and then you're going to manipulate the cervix over top of your AI gun. This is what we worked on in the lab. Then the uterine body is directly past the cervix. That's where you would deposit semen if you were artificially inseminating this cow or heifer. Then that semen is going to be pulled into each of the uterine horns, both of them at the same time. They're going to pull semen back into there. And then back here, we have our ovary. I'm sorry, that's not labeled here, but this is the ovary where our follicles are produced. And then when that cow is pregnant, she's going to produce a CL that's going to continue throughout that pregnancy. So if we can move on to our second assignment that we had, the first thing I want to show you is, if I can, let me stop sharing really quickly. So I actually did our project that we were supposed to do yesterday, our hormone levels over the estrous cycle, or our animal reproductive project. So I know there's a glare and I apologize for that, but here is what your graph should look like. I followed the directions and this is what I got. I do want to encourage you to make sure that you follow all the good graphing rules that we've been teaching you since middle school. I know because I've been teaching some of you since middle school, so that you've got to label each axis of your graph and put a title on your graph. You've got a key over here. Unfortunately, we don't have units. We have days down here. We don't have units for exactly the level of hormones because we're just trying to indicate when they're up and when they're down. So what you can see here, and I've got a better view of of our reproductive track. Let's, we've got a reproductive track answer key, and then here is what our graph should look like. So after you follow all of these directions to create your graph, these are the instructions that you had for your animal reproduction worksheet. Then you needed to go through these graphing instructions, and this is what you should come up with, something that's close to this particular graph. So I'd like for you to compare this to your graph, see what you came up with. And if it's not close, then go back through those instructions, read them, and try to understand why you were off a little bit. So with that, the only other thing that I'm going to ask for you to do today is that I am going to post an assignment where you need to go through and answer some questions about a short video on semen handling. So what we're going to discuss, there's an employee who actually loads semen guns and how that works, how that semen is thawed from the liquid nitrogen tanks, and how it's prepared so that somebody can breed a lot of cows very quickly. So you'll watch that. You'll answer a few questions on a worksheet about semen handling today, and then we will move on. So please, as always, email me if you have any questions. I will not see you tomorrow on Wednesday, but I will see you on Thursday. So we'll look forward to that, and I will see you all then. Have a great day.